Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Now. Today is Friday, August 20th. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thank you for being here for the top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. We start off with exclusive reporting from our 3 News investigator, Rachel Polanski. We now learn that one of Akron's most dangerous individuals, Joe Fletcher, is on the run after a judge allowed him to attend a funeral without any supervision, and there's now a $5,000 reward for any information leading to his capture. Now, what happened with this man is he was once called Akron's most dangerous individual. This was after taking to Facebook Live in 2018 from a prison cell in Atlanta to brag about a murder and another time to urge the killing of police. So he was paroled for the charges that he was incarcerated in at that time, and then arrested again in 2019 for domestic violence against his girlfriend. And then a judge ordered him to leave Ohio, but he came back to Ohio, leading police on a high-speed chase just last year. And he was in jail without bond, and federal judge Solomon Oliver granted him permission to attend the funeral service of his daughter. Now, prosecutors approved this release, but asked for U.S. Marshals to escort him, calling him a flight risk and a threat to the community. But for reasons unknown, Judge Oliver allowed Fletcher to leave prison on Wednesday with his mother, with no guards and no tracking system in place. He was supposed to return to jail by 7 p.m. on Wednesday, but he did not, and is now once again a dangerous fugitive. Now, 3 News Investigates reached out to federal prosecutors and Judge Oliver. Neither of them would comment on the situation at hand. But after the story aired yesterday, U.S. Marshals this morning announced that $5,000 reward for information leading to Fletcher's arrest. If you have a tip, you can remain anonymous and call the U.S. Marshals tip line at 1-866-4-WANTED. And as of yesterday, we have an update from Cedar Point that the top Thrill Dragster will be closed for the remainder of the 2021 season. This is after metal came from the top Thrill Dragster and struck a woman who was in line in the head. We still don't know her identity or the extent of her injuries, but now we do know that the ride will remain closed. Cedar Point says that they will not be rushing the investigation, that they will be working to search for answers to improve the safety of the ride. They said the safety of our guests and our associates is our top priority, and we refuse to operate any ride or attraction without total confidence in its safety. They also said that they will continue to offer support to the woman and her family in what they called an unimaginably difficult time. Now, we did see police body camera from Sandusky following the incident when the woman was struck. She can be heard crying out in pain at the entrance gate before being taken away on a stretcher. Of course, we were hoping for the best for that woman. As soon as we have any information about her identity that we're able to reveal and her condition, we will bring you that on 3 News and WKYC.com and our WKYC app. Now, in a moment, we'll talk about the latest COVID-19 cases in Ohio, but they are already impacting high school sports. Beechwood High School has canceled its football game versus Orange due to a suspected case of COVID-19. They were supposed to take on the Orange Lions tonight to kick off the season, but because of a suspected case on Beechwood's team, that won't be happening. But despite that cancellation, the Orange Lions will still get to play. They will instead be playing with another school at Toronto High School at 7:30 p.m. Now, taking a look at those latest COVID-19 cases, again today, cases in the 3,000s, actually nearing the 4,000s. The Ohio Department of Health has reported 3,783 new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. That's 4 days in a row this week where we've seen more than 3,000 COVID-19 cases reported in a single day, and that has bumped the 21-day average up to 2,263 COVID-19 cases. Right now, 1,738 people are being treated for COVID in the hospital. That's an increase of 70 from yesterday. And 545 of those people are being treated in an intensive care unit. That's an increase of 37 from yesterday. So the conversation now turns to masking requirements at Northeast Ohio School District. If you want the latest information about those masking requirements, we have them organized by district alphabetically at WKYC.com. We also have information on what other stores and businesses and institutions in Northeast Ohio are going back to requiring masks, because as we've heard repeatedly from Governor DeWine, he does not feel that the state has the appetite for a statewide mask mandate right now, and also has said that if he were to pass one, the legislature would override that, because they did pass that bill that gives them the ability to basically throw out any order that Governor DeWine might put into place in terms of a public health order. So if you want the latest on mask requirements, all you have to do is text the word mask to 216-344-3300 and we'll send that information directly to your phone. Now, if you have been following what's going on with Jeopardy, of course, with the passing of Alex Trebek, there has been a hunt for a new host. Well, there was a new host name. Executive producer Mike Richards was named, but now he is stepping aside and he will not be the host to take the place of Alex Trebek. A website, The Ringer, brought up past tapes and past comments of Mike Richards making demeaning comments about women, Jewish people, and other groups on a podcast that he hosted several years ago. So in a statement today, Richards said that moving forward with him as host would be too much of a distraction for our fans and not the right move for the show. So he said, as such, I will be stepping down as host effective immediately. As a result, we will be canceling production today. He said that in a note to Jeopardy staff. Now, too much won't be lost in terms of production because there was a bit of a break after the end of last season and they had just started production again on Thursday. So remains to be seen what they'll do with any taping that they had on Thursday. But moving forward now, after this pause, they'll begin bringing back those guest hosts that we saw in the past season in order to fill in that role left so blaringly open by the passing of Alex Trebek. Now, a lot of people were surprised by the announcement of Mike Richards as the fill-in host to begin with, and of course that would be supplemented by Mayim Bialik, who has been on multiple TV shows, Blossom, The Big Bang Theory, and is also a incredibly smart person as well in her own right. So she'll continue on in that capacity. There will be guest hosts filling in as well. It was on August 11th that Richard was announced as the person who would be the fill-in. But again, that is not happening. The next season of Jeopardy is scheduled to start on September 13th. So they'll have to get their ducks in a row before that happens. And, you know, remember, we've got a Northeast Ohio native competing right now on the show. His name is Matt Amodio, and he is, at this point, at the finale of last season, the third most winning person to be on Jeopardy, behind two Jeopardy greats, and their winnings are in the millions of dollars, but his winnings now over $500,000, and a lot of people are anxiously awaiting to see how far he continues to grow with that streak. But it sounds like, you know, if he did move on past Thursday, that's put on pause right now while they figure out who the next host will be. And if you are out and about this weekend, here is some information provided by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. There will be an OVI checkpoint, an operating a vehicle under intoxication checkpoint. That'll be in Cuyahoga County. That's tonight. That'll start at 9 p.m. It'll go to 1 a.m. It will be on Harvard Road in the city of Newburgh Heights. Authorities revealed that checkpoint this morning. They say this is an effort to deter impaired drivers and stop people from dying in vehicle crashes related to operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Now, tonight, if you are staying in, you can hear our live coverage of the WKYC High School Football Game of the Week, and that game will be called by our very own Dave Dino DiNatale. He'll be calling that game starting at 6:50 p.m., and the winner of the poll was Benedictine at Walsh Jesuit. So they'll be taking on, the Benedictine Bengals will be taking on the Walsh Jesuit Warriors in Cuyahoga Falls. They won the poll. They won the poll with 45.7% of the vote. Now, Euclid versus Aurora was very close with 44.2% of the vote, and Avon versus Brunswick came in a distant third, just a little over 10% of that vote. So again, join Dave Dino DiNatale calling that game tonight starting at 6:50 p.m. That's on WKYC.com, our WKYC app, and the WKYC YouTube page. And our digital reporter Tyler Carey will also join in throughout the night discussing the other matchups going on around Northeast Ohio with score updates and analysis. That's it for your 3 News Now update today for Friday, August 20th. I'll see you next up on What's New with your trending stories in the Clicking in Cleveland segment, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I will see you back here on Monday with more 3 News Now.